Good evening. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing? Streaming on Facebook for the first time. Been a long time, actually. I did a couple streams on Facebook right in the beginning. And then I was doing it on Twitter instead. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do it on Facebook today. So how you doing? It's going to be kind of a so-so night. We got some stuff, and then on the other end, it's kind of slow. There is some update on Ashley Bush. I'm not sure how much of an update it is. Justice. Good evening. I saw you in ATS's stream this morning, but I was so busy at work I couldn't message you. I just have my copy and paste support messages while I'm working. How are you doing today? How was your day? Let's see here. Ignored me? No, I was at work. I got my birthday card. Gonna get it sent out tomorrow. So excited. I'm gonna get back to that video. I'm gonna start the stream with that, and I'm gonna end it with that as well. So if you'd like to send a birthday card too.
A family in Wisconsin.
I was even telling my coworkers today, I was like, you know what, if you want to send a card, that'd be really cool too. So there's some people from work that are going to send the little girl a card too. Christmas shopping online. Sounds comfy and warm. You're more than welcome to join the panel anytime you want. Just let me know when you want a link. I love this space age funk music here. Alright, we'll turn that down a little bit. Because we know Justice don't like the music too loud. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and play this again. I know mostly everybody's seen this, but I'm going to play it again. And then I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to pause it at the address in case anybody wants to write it down. Okay, Justice. Well, if you change your mind, you're more than welcome. All right, we're going to start this off again with this.
In Wisconsin is hoping to make their 4-year-old daughter's upcoming birthday special by making it go worldwide. Delaney Krings was diagnosed with an aggressive brain tumor in October and was given just 6 weeks to live. So her mom put a call out to the world asking strangers to send birthday cards to Delaney, who turns 5 next.
I know, Phantom. She thinks she's not good at painting, and she thinks people don't want to hear her. I don't know what she's talking about, Phantom.
Friday.
On the maps that we have up, we have stickers to put for all the locations for where the cards have come from, so Lainey can see that she's got love from all over the world, from people she doesn't even know. And it has taken off.
The goal is to collect as many cards for Delaney from around the world to keep her smiling and laughing as long as possible.
Aw.
If you'd like to send a card to Delaney, you can do so at the address on our screen.
All right, so there's that. I forgot. How did I do this? I think I went full screen. There we go. Let me switch this. There we go. Be sending my card out tomorrow. I know there's a couple other people that are sending cards from the stream, and there's some people from my work, so it's gonna be cool. Get this little girl a birthday card. A few bucks for a happiness that you can't put a price on, you know? What's a few bucks, right? So I'm just going to let that sit up there for a second. In case anybody in chat or in replay would like to write that down real quick. How you doing, Phantom? Good evening. Got a couple U of I videos, got a Ashley Bush video. There's some new case about somebody overseas, some student that disappeared. Billy Joe got arrested today. Quentin Simon. There's a few things to go over, but not a whole bunch either. So it's going to be one of those nights. Was tired over the weekend. I hear you, man. Like, it's crazy for me. Usually sleeping in don't exist. Or if I do sleep in, it's usually only till like 9 or 10. Most of the time I'm up by 7 anyway. But man, this weekend I was out till like noon, 12:30. Both days. It's like, damn. Kind of was tired today too, but it's a typical Monday after a weekend going back to work. Get home, getting that nice heat. Got that little teeny space heater kicking. It just feels so damn good, and it's like, But it was all right. Had a decent amount of time to just kind of chill back after work tonight. Usually it's a rush. Get home, cook supper, take a shower, get stuff ready for the next day. Hurry up, go through subscriptions, see if there's any breaking news, and hopefully hit live on time. Tonight it was nice. It was pretty chill. I got to chill back a little bit before the show, so that was kind of cool. All right, so if you'd like to send a card, please do. It's pretty neat. All right, let me check out Brian Itten's Twitter, see if he's got anything going on. Do I cook a lot? I used to. I used to cook a lot when it was more than myself, but sometimes I just like ordering out, you know? Actually, most of the time. I love cooking, though. I love cooking. I just, I don't know, when you cook for yourself and you're used to cooking, you know, multiple servings and all this stuff, and then you try and cook for yourself to where you're not eating the same thing for 4 days because of all the leftovers, it just gets kind of boring. So I love cooking, but do I cook that much? No. Okay, what the fuck is all this shit on here? This is supposed to be Brian Itten's Twitter. What's going on? Okay, this is not a cold case. Police say they had an army of experts going through tips all weekend long. Here's my latest report. Well, good, because shit, the last time we heard from you was like, what, a few days ago? Yeah, December 10th. Ooh, this is interesting. Moscow, Idaho police say they are still looking for the white Hyundai Elantra. They believe the occupants may have seen something and not know they saw something. What? So they're looking for a vehicle for a potential witness, not necessarily that it... Okay, we want more than just an arrest. We want a conviction. We owe that just... Yeah, of course you do, Moscow, Idaho Police Department. We do have a lot of information. We are specifically keeping that information safe. We are not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It is what we must do. We owe that to the families. Huh. House where the murders happened is quiet today and we are expecting... Okay, why is there still crime scene tape up if it was released? What is that about? Oh, cool, Phantom. Oh, that cold and snow and ice. Oh, look at all that ice. Oh my gosh, it's got to be so cold there. Where the tire tracks turn to fucking ice. I don't miss that shit at all. Not one bit. Fuck snow and ice.
It has now been 1 month since 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed and brutally murdered in...
Nope, it's like Delphi. We want to talk to the guy on the bridge and the driver of the car. Right? Gosh. Damn, Justice. Asking questions. Trying to get personal.
their off-campus house. Moscow, Idaho police releasing very little, still saying no suspect has been identified. But new Monday, police also said this in a recorded statement on YouTube.
We do have a lot of information, and we are specifically keeping that information safe. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It's what we must do. We owe that to the families, and we owe that to the victims.
The house where the murders happened remains a crime scene, roped off and guarded, as recently as Thursday night. News Nation cameras were there when plainclothed investigators went into the house, spending about an hour inside.
I think there's a concern among the community, that there's this fear, and it's now been a month, that this could be becoming a cold case.
It's like they cut that guy off on purpose, like right before he starts trying to squeeze through that fucking door, all panicky. They cut it off every time, right before it happens. Yeah, this guy.
Spending about an hour in.
Right there, he just kept. He didn't let that door open on its own, and it just jam, and he just kept trying to squeeze through there, poor guy.
Side.
I think there's a concern among the community, that there's this fear, and it's now been a month, that this could be becoming a cold case. Is that possible?
Absolutely not. This is not a cold case. And what you can see to show that is we have so many tips coming in. Over the weekend, we have essentially an army of experts and support from the FBI to go through all these tips, and the tips are valuable.
Huh.
With the murders unsolved, a cloud hung over graduation at the University of Idaho over the weekend. Police told visitors to stay vigilant and travel in groups. Victim Kaylee Gonzalez was supposed to be one of the graduates.
Aww.
It's been a tough few weeks for our community, and I want to acknowledge an enormous loss in our Vandal family recently. Ethan Chabin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were taken from us far too soon by a senseless act of violence.
Wow, Phantom.
And there was some speculation that investigators could be scaling back, that there were less.
No, Justice, this is one of those van doors where you pull back on the handle and it opens on its own. And if you don't let it open on its own, it keeps jamming like it's trying to jam back shut. It's like an automatic thing. Kib Kitty, what's up? I know, that is yummy, isn't it? That is yummy. Where's Kelt? Where's the kitty icon? Uh-oh. I hope Kelt's okay.
Detectives working on the case today. Police tell me outright that is not true. They say that you have the same number of local and federal investigators on the case as they have for the last several weeks. Nicole?
Well, Brian, we know tips are pouring in. Are investigators any closer to figuring out more about who was inside of that white Hyundai?
Me
It's a good
too,
question. They say
Justice.
they continue to look for the Hyundai Elantra.
That's the one thing that I can eat all the time, anytime, every day. Love breakfast food.
They're still going through tips from over the weekend. They haven't been through them all
Oh,
yet.
love it.
But they say that Hyundai was in the area around the house where the murders happened, the house behind me. And new today, they explained that the people in the car may not even realize that they were near the house where this happened, or may not even realize that they saw something that could be important.
Well, where did
But
they
in the end,
see-
they believe what the people in that car saw could be very, very
Damn.
important to solving all of this, Nicole.
Yeah.
That's about it for that. Yeah, I could eat breakfast food all day. Bacon. Yum. All right, let me see what I got in my inbox. All right, I got some stuff from you, Phantom. Kathy, I don't recognize who you are. Thank you for the email. Extended body cam. Wow, thank you. Kathy, if let me know if you're in chat or if you're on replay. Leave a message. I want to thank you. I'm not sure who you are in chat or on the show. Extended body cam. Awesome. Okay. Chumbawamba, Kelt. I'm just checking your email. Chumbawamba. That's exactly right. All right. Let me see. Let me get to Phantom. Kathy H. Not sure who that is. Extended body cam footage. Awesome. Phantom 67 investigation update. All right. Let's see. Let me copy and paste that. Is that what you want me to do, Phantom? Copy and paste it into YouTube and then it'll bring it up? Yeah, all that shit sounds yummy. Bacon is dangerous. Yes, all the grease. Crispy bacon. We got bacon lovers, bacon and eggs, 8 pieces of bacon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I even like, I can't remember if it's been a while, but it's Wendy's or Hardee's or something, that big ass bacon burger. I think it's Wendy's, but it could be Hardee's too, or Carl's Jr. if you're in a different area. I think it's Wendy's though. Oh my gosh, that sandwich. All right, let me put that in the search bar. Thank you. Right on. Okay, here we go. This is actually from the Moscow PD. All right, so here's this tab. Thank you, Phantom. Baconator, yes.
Good morning. My name's Roger
Oh,
Lanier. I'm the captain of
oh my
the
gosh.
Moscow Police Department.
I
I'm in charge
love
of the
bacon.
operations division.
I love
Today
breakfast
is
food,
May
period.
12th, Monday. I want to give you an update on the King Road homicide investigation, at least the
Uh,
information that we have to this point.
mm,
Over the weekend,
so good.
investigators still continued to sort through numerous tips, calls, and online tips in regard to this investigation. There's been a lot of questions about the white car that we've been interested in. We're looking for that car because we believe through our investigation that that car was in the area during the time of the murders. And we also believe that the occupant or occupants may have seen something. They may not know they have seen something. So we specifically want to talk to them, and we want to know who they are and what they might know or might be able to contribute to the investigation. Over the weekend,
Damn, they should have said that in the beginning, because what if that person that had that car fucking dumped it in a fucking burn pile or something? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, fuck. Son of a bitch, I just hit my mic. But yeah, they were like, fuck. Threw it in a burn pile or something. Now they're. This whole time, we all thought it had something to do with, you know, with the crime itself. Now they think. I want to hear that again. They think they've seen something, but might not have known.
white car that we've been interested in. We're looking for that car because we believe through our investigation that that car was in the area during the time of the murders. And we also believe that the occupant or occupants may have seen something. They may not know they have seen something. So we specifically want to talk to them, and we want to know who they are and what they might know or
I know. I need to put my parental advisory back. Oh wait, it is up now. Because I forgot. I was like, when I had my happy holidays up there, I was like, I need to have my parental advisory somewhere on my screen, since it's not going to be where happy holidays is right now. Right? You know what I'm saying, Phantom? It was like, wait a minute. The last week or two, hey Alexander, how you doing? Thanks for hopping in. Good health to all. Oh, it's the name game, isn't it? It's the name game. But yeah, here we're sitting here thinking the white car has something to do with the actual crime, and then they say, no, we think they might have seen something that they didn't know they saw. Meantime, that car, whoever owns it's in a burn pile now. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck. Shit, we got to get rid of this, George.
might be able to contribute to the investigation.
Chumbawamba, Kel.
Investigators have sorted through and prioritized numerous tips. Some are tips that came in earlier and we've been working on. Other tips are new and are relevant. It's overwhelming sometimes with the amount of information that comes in on these tip lines. So our analysts have spent hours sorting through and trying to come up with the most relevant tips first for the investigators to follow up on. They have re-interviewed some of the folks we've interviewed earlier in this investigation to clarify information. Sometimes when new information comes forward, the people that we've spoken to beforehand may have new insight on that. So it does often seem like we're backtracking, but we're really just...
I should have subscribed to this. Shit, I didn't. I thought I was. This is from the Moscow police. An investigation update. So I don't know if it's necessarily a press conference, but you know, yeah, pretty much.
Just trying to get the most important details and the best timeline that we can come up with. We have literally an army of analysts who have been sorting through videos that have been submitted through the FBI.gov Moscow.
She's loved everywhere.
Site. Those videos are from all over town, gas stations, and specifically the area around King Road. We've been trying to use those videos to garner new information. As you can imagine, there's hours and hours and hours of video, so it does take a lot of time. I want to talk a minute about safety. There's been a lot of speculation about what is the safety to the
Tub
public
thumper.
right now, or the risk to the public right now.
Hey, do you?
I would just like to add that
We'll
we
be
should
here.
always be vigilant. Certainly we should be vigilant now, but we should make that a way of life for us. We should always be walking with our head up, sticking to lighted paths, and walking in groups if we can. And in addition, letting people know when you've arrived home if you have not made prior arrangements. This is not an indication of a specific elevated risk, but something that we should be vigilant with just in our daily lives. I want to let everybody know that we are still 100% committed to solving this crime. There's a lot of information to sort through, and the information keeps coming in. And not all of the information is relevant, but you don't know if a tip is valid until you take the time to examine that tip and see how it relates to other information that you might have. We have teams in Moscow, Salt Lake City, and in Virginia, as well as other locations across the country. And we're prepared to do interviews and follow up on information at any point,
Yeah.
anywhere. The ISP and FBI investigators, along with the Moscow Police Department investigators, includes dozens of analysts, tip line operators, and others, and they're working around the clock 7 days a week to sort through the volumes of information. MPD has detectives, support personnel, and a communications team to try to keep everything together, but it is still a daunting task. The FBI, their investigators are ready at a moment.
It is a daunting task when you only have 6 Moscow PD on the case.
Notice at any country to go conduct an interview should the tips and leads take us there. And the Idaho State Police has, besides working on the investigation, had several uniformed troopers in the area to help with safety concerns around the city and on the University of Idaho campus. And just a quick reminder, please stick to official news releases for information. Tracking down rumors and quelling rumors about specific individuals or specific events that may or may not have happened is a huge distraction for investigators, and oftentimes is the result of social media propagation. And it is very, very frustrating to investigators and hard to stay on track.
Hard to stay on track. You're the only ones that know shit.
Finally, I just want to add that we do have a lot of information, and we are specifically keeping that information safe. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise this investigation. It's what we must do. We owe that to the families, and we owe that
Then why are the parents pissed at you?
to the victims. We want more than just an arrest. We want a conviction. We owe that justice to Xana, Kaylee, Madison, and Ethan. And finally, I would just like to remind anybody with information, you can call the tip line at 208-883-7180.
There's the tip line, 208-883-7180, only with credible tips.
And that is directly to the tip line office in the FBI.
I tell you,
There's been some frustration about having
The-
to wade through the tip line, but remember,
These
this
press
is not the only
conferences,
investigation
man.
in the country. So please be patient. We want that information.
every single
anything
one of
could
them's
break
been a
this
whole
open
lot of
for us.
nothing.
And then also the email tip line is tipline@ci.moscow.id.us.
They're the ones that have flip-flopped so many times from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying it's hard to stay on track because we have shows on YouTube. No, these people are holding your ass to what you're saying. You're the professionals.
Thank you for your continued patience in this investigation.
Well, thank you for that link, Phantom. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's links. Let me see here. Ooh, look at this. Okay, this must be. Shared new details of the injuries, revealing Kaylee had sustained big open gouges and that the knife slashed open her liver and lungs. Wow, Kelt. All right, this is a link from Kelt from Fox News. And I know you're working out at the gym, but I just want to say thank you anyway, Kelt. Idaho murders. Father of slain victim says she had big open wounds, calls police cowards. 4 weeks have passed since the stunning quadruple homicide in Moscow. Idaho police have yet to name a suspect. Oh, nice. There's a video. Well, that's an old interview. We already seen that one. That was when they said that they had mail. Here's another tip. Don't fry bacon in the nude. Yeah, I know. I've fried bacon with just shorts on. And yeah, I learned that the hard way. Because when I flipped it over to fry the other side, bacon splashed on my freaking chest and my freaking feet. The grease. Oh, shit hurt. Especially on my chest. Sometimes. And yeah, it is a joke, Kid Kitty. Every frickin' press conference, they could the three of them are just like a whole bunch of nothing. And they had some really good questions in that second one that were being asked by some reporters, but they just weren't answering nothing. The father of slain University of Idaho student Kaylee Goncalves told Fox News Digital that the victims had big open gouges that were clearly the work of a sadistic male and called police cowards for not sharing more with the public. Legos. Oh, Legos are so cool. Stephen Goncalves said he asked the coroner, Kathy Mabbutt, how many times the victims were stabbed. She says, "Sir, I don't think stabs is the right word. It was like tears. Like this was a strong weapon, not a stab." What? She said these were big open gouges. She said it was quick. These weren't something where you're going to be able to call 911. They were not going to slowly bleed out. That's what the coroner was frickin' telling him? No, not this article being old. This interview right here, because we watched that like I think it was a week ago. We watched this interview, because that's when the mom right here. That's when they first started saying that there was a piece of mail that they turned over to LE, because they thought it pertained to the case, but they had to sign it over to the Moscow PD so they could investigate it. Ooh, bacon in the oven. Why is the dad giving? They should have none. I guess this is what the coroner said when he probably went. This is probably when. It's probably something he hasn't said, but he's known since he went there to, probably ID his daughter. Huh. In the oven. What? Alexander, how long do you put it in the oven for, and at what temperature? That sounds like a really good idea, putting it in the oven and just walking away, coming back. That sounds great. Wrapped around shrimp. I'm not really a seafood guy. But yeah, what do you put the bacon in? How long and at what temperature in the oven? I think I'm going to start doing that from now on. It's probably healthier too, isn't it? Oh. He is a bacon mat. Ooh, look at that. I buy a 72 count package of already cooked bacon and put it in microwave for 30 seconds. God damn. Y'all make me fucking hungry every night. Where's Allison? What's she cooking tonight? Bacon wrapped around There we go, Justice. I'm not much of a seafood. I just really don't eat anything that's in the ocean or that lives in water. But I'm definitely down with some meat. I just microwave 1 minute per slice. 1 minute for one slice? Wow, that's a long time. Put the bacon in the oven on hot. I know, but I don't want to overcook it, you know, and I want to be able to walk away and, you know, because I don't know, I'm always trying to, like, you know, if I got something I got to do and it's going to take a certain amount of time, I always try and do, you know, knock out something else in that time period kind of thing. So I would see myself putting it in the oven going, okay, I got this many minutes. I can go do this real quick. Then I can come back and get this bacon out of here. So, like, what temperature do you put it on and for how long? And then I can just be like, click, clack, come back. Moscow police, working with the FBI and Idaho State Police, have yet to publicly name a suspect or recover the fixed blade knife they believe was used in the horrific attack. That's crazy, though, what he just said right here. This is what he said. The coroner said, Kathy Mabbitt, when he asked her how many times they were stabbed, she says, "Sir, I don't think stabs is the right word. It was like tears." What's interesting to me is she says, like, this was a strong weapon, not like a stab. So $400 for about 20 minutes. Nice. Thank you, Alexander. 400. So I have 20 minutes to knock something else out. That's beautiful. Potatoes. Dang. That sounds good. Yeah, this is an interesting statement here. Like, this was a strong weapon, not like a stab. So could it be something else? Instead of this fixed blade? They're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. That's why Birdie needs to donate these damn things to all the females in the area, so they can at least have some kind of warning device on their keychains or in their pocket or something. He says, I have my own suspicion. Whoa. He says, I have my own suspicions. Yeah, that's like right where I think that... Okay, see where that cop car is parked right now? Usually they had it right next to the house. This right here, that's where I think that fucking car was. This exact spot right here. Backed up a little bit, maybe like back to here. But seriously, and then you look from that Google area that we looked at before. Here's the, you know, if this picture isn't here, here's the retaining wall. That lines right up with that view. So then that car would basically be pulling forward, and then as it starts to turn to go up this road, the tree over here by the walkway makes the light source disappear in the body cam. Dang, I need to tag this or something so I can go back to that picture, because that's a perfect picture. I think I need a BOT now. Yum. Cooking with Cowboy Rollins. I feel like I've heard it. Does he do like out in the woods or something with skillets and stuff? Is he like he cooks outside or something, right? I feel like that sounds familiar. Yeah, I need to keep this one. The coroner told him that the perpetrator was a strong individual. I got outraged by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man, because they should know by the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries, he said. They're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. They said they will not, police said they will not comment. Yeah. Good article. Thank you for that, Kel. That's a good one. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Retired Moscow police captain says Idaho killer could have been seeking revenge. I think this is a Daily Mail. Yep, this is another link from Kelt. Thank you, Kelt. Somewhere along the line, something bad happened that pissed someone off enough to go after them. Retired Moscow police captain says Idaho killer was motivated by revenge, as victim Kaylee's father reveals she had big open wounds. The retired Moscow police captain, who spent 20 years investigating every local homicide in the Idaho city, says it's likely the perpetrator responsible for the murder of 4 college students last month knew at least one of the victims and may have been seeking vengeance. When you use the word targeted, it means somewhere along the line we met. Somewhere along the line something bad happened, something. So he's just basically saying because of what the dad said. What the fuck is going on with my internet again? Unless it's StreamYard, I don't know. Is it everything okay on your guys' end? Let me see here. Did anyone see Dr. Phil today? Jonathan, just journalist case? No. I never heard of any of those. Scott or Jonathan. Gilliam sounds familiar, the last name. I'm not really sure though. Internet sleuth Lisa Marie. I'm not sure. Gilliam, that Gilliam name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Let me see here. All right, so no, come on, get out of here. All right, let me check this next link. Thank you, Kel. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Phantom, you sent me the raw body cam. All right, this is a link from Kelt. Last update, 5 minutes old. That was 2 hours ago. We'll go ahead and click on it anyway. I might have it in my folder. All right, when was this? 2 hours ago.
It
It's the Idaho murders investigation.
Runners
From
seen
released
near
police
home.
body cam footage in the early morning hours of the killings to an update on a search for a car to a warning to the online community, we break it all down with News Nation senior national
Thank you for this, Kel.
correspondent Brian Entin, who's been covering the case from Moscow, Idaho. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Wow, he never did one about the Summer Wells case? I'm surprised. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Alexander. I'm still kind of getting used to it. It didn't come with everything it was supposed to, even the second time when I was supposed to. So I kind of wish I had one of them little foamy things around it. So I'm sure the audio kind of goes in and out a little bit just because of the way I have to have it positioned. But I'm pretty happy with it. It beats having them damn earbuds in my ears. Trying to use those for a microphone with my phone. That was crazy. Accidentally hit the call button on them and stuff sometimes. Shit would go crazy. This is nice. I just chill back in my chair, recline in my gaming chair, and just sit back and have this microphone in front of my face and a big TV in front of me with all my shit on it. Be doing some painting streams coming soon. Probably about a week and a half or so. So that'll be exciting. And then after that, I'll probably get a setup for this part. I have a setup for my Twitch game streams. I'll have a setup for the painting, and then once I get that, I can actually use that web camera for having a setup to be on camera for the show. So I'll be on camera. Have me a little corner set up just for this show. Let's see. Talked to someone who was at frat party that night. Person said Ethan had words and exchanges. Yeah, it sounded like we went through some 911 calls a couple weeks ago with Valerie, and that was pretty crazy. If you just go back, I think it was pretty much 2 weeks ago, almost on the money. Just look for the show with guest Valerie and check out that episode. Yeah, that was crazy. Dr. Phil did not. No, Dr. Phil did have Summer Wells on, but oh yeah, that's right, because the mom was all like drugged up or something on that show, right? That's right. She was acting weird or something, right?
There's been a lot of questions about the white car that we've been interested in. We're looking for that car because we believe through our investigation that car was in the area during the...
That's nice. I really don't care to watch that again, honestly. A whole bunch of fucking nothing again.
Their bodies found in their off-campus home out in the college town of Moscow.
Thank you, everybody, for being in here.
4 weeks ago, and at the time of this recording, no arrests have been made, no suspect identified, no murder weapon recovered. But we do have a few updates for you that we want to tackle. So let me bring in right now News Nation senior national correspondent Brian Entin, who has been on the ground and covering this case out of Moscow, Idaho. Brian, it's good to see you. I want to jump right into this, and I want to start with the body cam footage because the police released this full 45-minute body cam footage from the early morning hours on the day of the killings. I believe it's from plainclothes officers who are basically issuing citations to minors for alcohol. What is this video? What does this video exactly show? And what have police said about it? Because a lot of people have made a lot about this video.
Yeah, so the video is super eerie because it's from around the same time as when we believe the
murders were happening. It's body cam video from an area called Band Field. That's a field next to the Sigma Chi fraternity house, which is literally, I would say, a 30 to 45 second walk from the house where the murders happened. Basically, around 3 a.m., Moscow police were called to Band Field, which is this big field, for an alcohol-related call, which obviously isn't unusual in a college town near the frat and sorority houses. Apparently, there were like some drunk people there. So it's all on body cam. They go out there. They talk to the kids. They're walking around. Police say that this incident has absolutely nothing to do with the murders. But again, what's so creepy about it is that it's happening around the same time murders are happening. And
Thank
it's
you,
so
sir.
close. So we've been, and all the online sleuths have been, analyzing this body cam, as I'm sure police have, because you can see houses in the background. You can see the general area of where the house where the murder happened is in the background. And the timing is just really, really strange.
But do you have any idea of why they say this is not connected in any way? Because one of the things that people have made a lot of is they say they can see 4 people jogging away from the murder house. Do you see that? I mean, what's your take on that aspect? Because people online have said they see the joggers. They ask, why are they running at 3 a.m.? Could it be possible there are 4 killers that take on that?
So if you're there, you understand it better when you're in that area. This is a very busy area. Because the fraternity and sorority houses are there, and because on the other side of Taylor Street, which is the street in the background of the body camera video, is where the all the off-campus housing is, these big apartment buildings, also where the house is where the murder happened. It's all a very dense, busy area with kids walking around, going to and from parties at night, going to and from class during the day. So, I'm not convinced that those people that are seen in the background somehow connected. I mean, everything should be looked into, but I take police at their word that they don't think anything. They didn't say nothing in the video is that the incident that the video was reporting with the drunk kids, the alcohol-related call was not connected. So, I'm sure they're looking at everything in the background. There's also like some cars that go by. At first, they released the info about the Hyundai Elantra they're looking for. My thought was perhaps they saw that in the body cam video. We went through it frame by frame. You can't really identify a Hyundai Elantra in the video. And then they later said that that's not where they came up with this car that they're looking for. So I think it's more a strange coincidence that this video was taken right around the time that the murders happened. But it doesn't seem like it's at all connected.
We'll get to the car in a second. Do you know why they released the body cam video? I mean, do you plan on asking follow-up questions about this in terms of have you identified all of the people in the video? Do we know who the joggers are? Do we know anything more about the people that were stopped by police officers? I imagine people have more questions about this, and I wonder if the police is willing to share more information about it, because they seem to be okay with releasing the body cam footage for whatever purpose.
Yeah, so they released it because we put in a Public Records Freedom of Information Act for it. We went back through, so like online, you can go through all the police calls in Moscow, and they're very generic entries, but you can see them all. So we went back through, of course, the night and early morning of the murders to see like what else was going on in Moscow. Saw this call that happened at Band Field, which is right not next to, but very, very close to where the murders happened. So we really zeroed in on that, reported on it, only had limited information that it was an alcohol call, put in the records request, and that's how the body cam ended up getting released. And again, like, they are being so careful about what they release with it related to the murder investigation. Like, we put in all sorts of requests and we get nothing right now. The fact that they even released this body cam, I think, shows that they really believe it is not part of the investigation. But you're right. I mean, we should ask more questions about it. We haven't really had the opportunity. They haven't been doing very many on-camera interviews. Today, is we're told we'll be able to talk to them in person. So that is something that we can bring up.
That would be great. And you mentioned the 2011-2013 Hyundai Elantra that police asked for more information about. They want to speak to the occupants of this car. As you mentioned, it wasn't in the video. What's the latest on that? Have the police received a lot of tips about this car, or have they said we have a good lead on it? Or I'm not sure they would say that, but what do we know about how the investigation into that car is going?
So we know that they've received a lot of tips, like a ton of tips. So many tips that they say they've now routed all the calls away from the Moscow Police Department to the official FBI tip line call center, just because there's so many coming in and the FBI has the resources to sort of categorize them more quickly. And it's a somewhat common car, so I'm sure people all over the place, every time they see a Hyundai Elantra now, they're calling it in, which is great because maybe one of those will be connected. We still don't know exactly why they're looking for this car. I mean, we know that they say it was in the immediate area of the house around the time of the murders. We don't know how they know that. I mean, they've said it's not because the body cam video, so maybe it's a witness or some piece of video. We don't know about some surveillance video, and we don't know, if they believe that the people in the car were somehow involved and up to no good, or were they literally just people driving by and they really just want to talk to them because they were in the area at that time. Those are things we still don't know.
Yeah, and I read that agents at the U.S.-Canada border are also keeping a lookout if this car should pop up. And I guess the idea would be that whoever's driving that car may be trying to leave the country. But I wanted to ask you something else that I think is important in this case. I will tell you right now, I got attacked online about my comments about this, in the sense that we have to be very careful about what is shared online and what information comes out online. I think it's a dual-edged sword, right? If people have credible, really strong information, you go to the authorities, but there is a danger with conspiracy theories. There is a danger with relying on misinformation. The reason I say that, and I got attacked online because there were people who are online sleuths and said that I'm going after online sleuths. We don't have to get into that. The point that I wanted to make is, haven't the police come out and said, we are looking at people who are engaging in online harassment, and have they signaled possible legal liability or criminal charges against these people?
So they haven't gone that into.
Wow, I didn't know the police were actually doing that. I thought it was that law student doing it on his own, because he was the one that was mostly affected by it. I saved those videos just to show how innocent this dude is. It's crazy how everybody's blaming him. Jonathan says who's Jonathan? Says people know something. No killer, he's got to be. Yeah, they're saying that they think that it's local, probably long gone since last. Yeah, he could be one of those. He or she or they could be those that are doing the remote school. I mean, when you got Thanksgiving break coming up right before it, I don't know, maybe it was pre-planned way in advance. I mean, it just seems way too. I mean, it was to do that crime and then have a totally legit reason to disappear. I mean, it makes you wonder if it was planned way in advance. Former FBI agent Jonathan. Is that his last name or is his first name? Is there a... Let me scroll back up in chat and see if maybe... Jonathan Gilliam? Okay. Oh, I know who that is. That's the... Hey, Kip Kitty. Is that Gilliam guy? Is that the guy he's a bald guy, he's got a goatee and he wears like reading glasses? Is that him? Is he the bald guy that has a long gray goatee and he wears glasses? Is he the guy that was blaming the dad, saying that he could be the one that was committing these crimes? Because if he's the one, I don't watch his videos anymore. After I heard him say that shit about Kaylee's dad, I was like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind to be saying that shit on national television. I know there's a video that came across here that let me see. I'll put it up there in a second if I can find it here. Yeah, if this is the dude I'm thinking of, I was like, wow, I can't believe you're saying that on national television, dude. Very reckless. Baldy, hold on one second. He's got a video that came up on News Nation a little bit ago. But I'll click on it just to see if... Because you wouldn't believe what this dude said that I'm talking about. It may not be the same person, but the one that I'm talking about, you wouldn't believe this dude said this stuff. I know there's other people in chat. Yeah, Phantom. Like you heard, we went through this a few times when he played what he said a few times, and it was just like, dude, why are you even saying some shit like that on national television? Oh my gosh. Fuck it. I'll just look it up on Google. One second. All right. Here's... Okay, I don't see glasses here. That's not... He kind of looks like that dude, but maybe it's not. Former Fox and... Yeah, this guy. Yeah, this is the guy we're talking about. Yeah, this dude. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I can't remember the title of the video either, Kid Kitty. But if you saw the shit that we saw him say, he started... This might actually be the video. He started off by saying, well, the dad's out there having an interview every 48 hours. And I mean, he was just a freaking dick. Let me see.
Public should be informed of so they can kind of get an idea of what they should be looking for. And first of all, let me just say this. I've been very critical of this police department, the way they first handled these things. But I have to tell you, I don't blame them at all for not telling the families anything else. Because ever since this occurred, the family members have been on podcasts, they've been on newscasts, and
yeah, he did accuse the father.
Automatically going to pull back on the information that they provide if that occurs.
He said, well, he didn't okay, this is what took place. He was upset that he was upset that Kaylee's dad was releasing all this stuff, okay? Like coming out on news stuff. This was like right around, it might have been the middle of last week, maybe a week ago. And he was like, yeah, the dad's coming out saying having a press conference every 4 to 8 hours. And it's like, no, he's not. He's having one every couple days, And he's like, and I got this friend that's in Springfield, and he's a mayor, and he was a police officer for over 20 years. And he said that it's kind of funny how the dad knows all these details. And, he was telling me that the dad has all the likeness of somebody that could have committed these crimes. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, number one, you're saying your friend said that on national television, basically saying the dad could be a suspect or should be a suspect because of everything he's releasing. You're saying your friend said that on national television. And so if you're saying what your friend said on national television, then you obviously agree with it. It just seems like he doesn't like Kaylee's dad. He is upset that Kaylee's dad is leaking this stuff out. And he was the first person I've ever heard accuse this dad of having anything to do with this crime, because I feel so bad for this dad. You know what I mean? Like, he come out today and said, yeah, there's no reason to be sorry, Kid Kitty. This was, I mean, I even was saying when we were watching this video, I was even saying, damn, this dude had some really good points before this video. Yeah, you can't keep track of all these fucking people, really. So no reason to be sorry. Seriously. I liked what he had to say before I saw that video. I was even saying that when it happened. I was like, wow, like, this dude had a lot of good stuff to say before this video. And that's when I'm like, I'm never gonna play this dude's video again. Like, if you're gonna come out on national television and say some shit like that, I don't need that shit in my show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Alex? I totally agreed with him up until that video, and I'm not saying he doesn't have good things. He might have said a lot of good stuff on Dr. Phil, you know what I mean, Kid Kitty? I'm sure he did. But there's just certain things, you know what I mean? It's just like, there's just certain things that you just shouldn't. Yeah, you definitely can't keep track. It is. Yeah, there's no reason to be sorry whatsoever. Please don't be. I appreciate you letting us know all that stuff you did in chat. You typed a lot. Thank you. Yeah, it was saying it but not saying it, and it's like, if you're doing it on national television and not your fucking coworker, then you're pretty much, why would you say that shit if you didn't think it was real? You know, like, you ain't gonna come on national television and have a 5-minute cameo and say some shit like that if you didn't believe it. This is so much worse. It is. And I don't even think, like, I don't know, a lot of the people that I watch anyway in the shows that I do, we're factual. We do have speculation and we do have theories and stuff, but we're always making sure we let people know if it's confirmed, not confirmed, speculation. I don't know, maybe I'm just not, maybe if I just go to some of those shows, I already feel that vibe and I already bounce. I just haven't been in a lot of podcasts or crime shows that have really, been disrespectful, I suppose. So maybe I'm just picky about who I spend my time with. He probably did, Alexander, because you could tell, like, that dude, you could tell in that Fox interview, you could tell he was coming out steaming, because the way he said, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why they're not coming out with a profile. They're not putting a reward up in the city, because it's going to affect their freaking economy. I'm sure that little ass town depends on a lot of the students' money to survive. I'm sure, because it's half their population. So I'm sure they need the kids to come out to the food trucks, and they need the kids to come to the restaurants and the bars and all that stuff. And if they don't have the kids, then, it's crazy. But yeah, I think he was just trying. The way he came out and said, the dad's every 4 to 8 hours. And it's like, dude, if you're watching these interviews from dad, Kaylee's dad, it's like every couple days. He's coming out, and then something else will slip out a little bit, but we appreciate it because it's shit that these women should be knowing in the community anyway. And thank God for him saying some shit, so at least some of these women in the community over there can have some kind of fucking answers for something. I appreciate what he's doing. I feel bad for the guy. I can't imagine. It almost make you want to put on a badge and fucking start running the investigation yourself. Like, come on, what the hell? And I hope this private investigator that the family hires, I don't know if they did or not. I know they were talking about it, but I hope they find some shit out, or they hold somebody fucking up to the wall. Like, come on, let's get this shit going. So many people don't get why they are not putting up. You know what I'm saying, Phantom? Like, and it's like that Kaylee's dad said today. You got women walking around that deserve to fucking know this shit. They deserve to know. That's why he's calling the police cowards. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's the guy. All right. Give me 1 second here. Go to my show folder. Thank you for that body cam, Phantom. Let's see. Speculation rampant. We can go back to that. I want to see if something sticks out to me here. Keypad, key. All right. I hear a lot of talk about a keypad and all this other stuff, so I'm going to check this one out real quick. Let's figure out what the real is.
I want to bring in Bobby Chacon, retired FBI agent, for some perspective on this investigation. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Do you feel this investigation really does hinge or is focusing on this, given her excessive injuries, suggesting perhaps she was the killer's main target?
Well, if that is the case, I think that's one avenue that's being explored. I think all avenues are being explored. I think there's a lot of work being done in this case. There's a tremendous amount of leads that are coming in to be covered. So yes, I think that's one. I wouldn't say that's the only one. I don't know because I'm not privy to the inside of the investigation, and none of us are, and none of us should be. The only information that should be coming out should be information that's relevant to the public safety or to strategically benefit the investigation. Other than that, I don't mind at all if the police are not giving daily updates or weekly updates. I mean, I'm not as concerned with that. There's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of speculation about it. This is only a month. People are talking like a month is a long time in an investigation. It is not. We just had a case in the Delphi murders in Indiana that took 5 years, and they just got the guy in custody. You know, these investigations take time. This was a brutal crime scene, a lot of forensic and physical evidence that was gathered that has to be gone through in a proper way, oftentimes in a laboratory setting. And so these things take time, and the public needs a measure of patience with this investigation. I'm sure the police, if they had anything that related to the actual public safety, if there were people, they would put that out. But barring that, I don't see any issue with how long this investigation is taking.
Whoa, you know what? I did hear something about that, Alexander, but I thought that Fox News article was legit, so no? Because I had heard something about that earlier today while I was at work. But with that article, I think it said it was like 2 hours old. I thought that was legit, so that's not? Yeah, if you have a link for an article or video, please send it to me, evilcj@gmail.com. If there is a family response to it about the article we just read, I would like to show that as well.
I know many public are concerned. We are at the one month mark about this case turning cold. When would you be concerned then that this will turn into a cold case? What does that timeline look like for you?
I mean, it all depends on the tips coming in, right? So they've got 3,000 tips that are coming in, and they're coming in more all the time. As long as this case is generating this kind of publicity, people are going to be calling in, and every time the police give an update, that usually generates more tips coming in. When it goes cold is when no tips and the phones stop ringing and people stop talking about it. That's when it goes cold. But we're a long way from that. They've got thousands of tips both the call people are calling in, people are using social media, people are emailing those tips in. So I think that we're a long way from this case even being close to being cold.
Okay, I appreciate that. We had another former FBI agent, Tracy Walder, on the show yesterday, and she says that she feels the killer has likely reacclimated back into the Moscow community, and she also feels the suspect is likely a male. What is your take on that?
I'm not sure how she bases the first assumption that he's reacclimated. I just don't know. There's no way to know that. This person could be overseas. He could be in another state. There's just no way to know where that person is and what they've done. I mean, the physicality that this crime was carried out does indicate, we could be wrong. It's been seen before, but most likely, due to the physicality that was required to carry this out, my guess is that it is a male, just because the physical capabilities of subduing people at the same time and stabbing people that many times to cause their death requires a heightened level of physicality, and that would lead me to be a male. Again, that's an assumption based on what I know, the limited stuff that I know of the physical evidence at the crime scene. But I would agree with her assumption that it's a male. I'm not sure about the first assumption about whether this person is reacclimated, because we just don't know who it is.
She did mention that there is significance to tracking whether or not there were keypads on those doors. Why is that?
Very
piece of
true,
information so
Phantom.
significant?
It's
Is
scary,
that,
isn't it,
it
to
indicates
think
how
about
close
it
the killer
like
would have
that.
had to be to the victims to have that passcode.
Yeah, sure, of course, because what we do in these kind of cases is we draw two circles. One is the circle of the victim and everybody that's involved in the victim's life. The other circle is the location where the homicide occurred. So that's the house. Where those two circles overlap, the middle is where your suspect is probably going to come from. So whoever had egress into that location easily is obviously going to be elevated on your suspect list. So yes, I think that's a key. People that were in that house before, people that know how to get in and out of that house, that would be key, because in this case, it clearly indicates that they somehow got in quietly and left quietly. And so that seems to indicate a person who either knew or gained the knowledge of how to enter that.
Well, they said that everybody walks their dogs at night with headlamps because it gets so dark up there, so they don't necessarily need to know the layout. They could easily have what most people have, according to the neighbors, a headlamp. You're not going to really see a headlamp. You got 3 different brightness settings on them. You can have it on the lowest one, so you're not even really seeing light coming through the windows. You don't need to know that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Phantom. I thank you. Thank you for all your links today, too, Phantom. Alexander, it's cool. But is there something on another channel that you'd like me to pull up? If you do have any links or articles or anything like that, you can send them to evilcj@gmail.com or follow me on Twitter at evilcj and send it through there as well. Those are the easiest way for me to get the information from everybody. I just pray them keep them. Yeah, I know. It's like the same thing with Delphi, Kip Kitty. We were getting into some Delphi stuff last night, and it's like they better have more than what they got. You know what they better have more than what they got. Exactly, Kip Kitty. It's a lot of different cases these days, unfortunately. The same thing, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on out there. All right, there's that. So we're gonna go back to my folder here. There's nothing else that's breaking. So we're gonna go back to my folder here. Let's see. Ooh, wait a minute. There was something I just saw. Okay, there's a Court TV thing coming up in 7 minutes, so we'll get ready to check that out. Where was that video? I saw something from Crime to Sleep. I like playing stuff on her channel. Where did that go? Court TV in 7 minutes. Okay, well, I don't see that, so I'm just going to go to my folder. Yeah, this body cam, this zoomed in, was crazy. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, Crime Talk. Ooh, I do want to play this. This is regarding the Ashley Bush case. Let me see what else is there. And then I'm going to play some of this Crime Talk. Oh yeah, and why Dirty Jobs was originally canceled. And then there's this American college student went missing in France. There's a couple things on that I might get to if we have time. But I want to play this Ashley Bush clip real quick.
The Missouri couple charged in the deaths of a Benton County mother and her unborn child will not be in court this week. We're talking about Amber and Jamie Waterman. Court documents show pretrial hearings that were set for both on Wednesday have been canceled. A motion to continue was granted, waiving the hearings. The trial dates have been pushed back as well from January to June 5th. Investigators allege Amber Waterman kidnapped Ashley Bush using a potential job offer on social media. They say she then killed the pregnant mother, hoping to claim Ashley's unborn child as her own. But that baby, named Valkyrie Willis, also died. Amber's husband, Jamie Waterman, also faces federal charges in connection with the murders.
What channel is it on, Alexander? All right, let me click on this Crime Talk here. 1 second. I like putting the link up in the chat for his. We'll see what he has to say, and then we'll see what what's going on Court TV. What's up, Punksy? What's up, Dre? What's up, Punksy? Good evening. There's a Court TV thing coming out here in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna see what Scott Reich says about this U of I shit.
As most people know, Kaylee Goncalves, her best friend Madison Mogen, Dana Kernodle, and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin were slaughtered in the early morning hours of November 13th in their rental home near the University of Idaho campus. Now, the family of one of the 4 University of Idaho victims killed in the home invasion attack last month is looking to raise reward money for information regarding the case and the investigation as it now hits its 4th week without an arrest or anyone being identified as a possible suspect. To raise the funds, the family is supporting a pair of online fundraisers, a GoFundMe set up by Goncalves' former boss, Jeremiah Shea, and a Give, Send, Go campaign from a family friend named Brooke Miller. Christy Goncalves has stated for the family. Now, the money raised will go directly to getting answers as well as helping to pay for Kaylee's final arrangements and her celebration of life on December 30th. Now, the family had previously held off on announcing any sort of memorial plans, but obviously have changed their mind. When asked about the lack of reward on Saturday, police simply said, hey, we have enough tips. We have a steady supply of information in this case. We don't really need any more. Okay, I'm paraphrasing a little bit of the last part of that, but you get the drift. Now, the father of Kaylee Goncalves,
always miss you, Coat. What are you talking about? I thank you for your links earlier. We used your links earlier already. What's up? Alyssa Jade is the channel. Okay. Since there's a whole bunch of new people that hopped in, I want to say thank you for hopping in. And I want to switch to something real quick. I started off the show, ended the show yesterday, began the show yesterday. With this little girl here. She was diagnosed with a brain tumor, recently got an infection that is making the brain tumor progressive even more. And it's going to be her last birthday. And so her mom, it was something I came across as I was looking through my updates for true crime stuff. And I kind of watched it real quick and I was like, wow, the mom has a United States map up on the wall. And she just went to the local news and asked if people could send her a birthday card for her last birthday. The little girl doesn't know that she's not going to make it much longer. She just knows she's in the hospital for an owie in her head. So if you'd like to send a card, a birthday card, please do. Here's the address. And you know what I'm saying? It's only a few bucks to make her feel really special. So I'll leave that up on the screen if you'd like to write down the details real quick. If you'd like to send something. What's up, everybody? Everybody hopping in. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in here. Yeah, her mom has a map of the United States up there, and they're putting a little peg where each card is coming from so she can see of love from all over the world. What's up where the wind blows, Bridge Burner? Thank you, Punksy. I appreciate that. I just, like I said, I came over, I was looking for true crime updates and I seen this and I'm like, oh, let me look at this real quick. And then I was like, what a sweet. And she just went to the local news, ABC 7, wherever, Wisconsin or whatever. And I just came across it looking for true crime updates. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sending this little girl a card. And anybody else that wants to. Please do. And thank you all for that too, Justice. Yeah, from Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm. Even if you get it's like, even if it's like, you wouldn't even normally spend $20 on a regular birthday card, right? But just think of that $20 and how fancy that card could be and how much joy it could bring this little girl. Give me 1 second. It'll take me a minute to type it here. Unless somebody else is able to, I can try. 1 second. I hope I got it all right. I'm just going to double check it real quick. Summit Avenue, Oconomowoc. I hope I spelled that right. Yeah, it looks like I did. Wisconsin 15. Okay, there we go. You're welcome, Dre. Yeah, since there's a whole bunch of people hopping in tonight, I just wanted to kind of throw that up there again real quick. And let me go back to Scott Reich, and he has something to say about the dad calling the cops cowards.
As most people know, Kaylee Goncalves, best friend Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin were slaughtered in the early morning hours of November 13th in their rental home near the University of Idaho campus. Now,
I gotta pause it again. Allison, what were you cooking tonight? And thank you for hopping in. Let's see. Well, here, hold on a second. There you go, Punksy. All right, Scott Rash. Yeah, what are you making tonight, Allison? We already talked about bacon. I found out a new way to make bacon. Instead of frying it on the pan, putting it in the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Thank you, Alexander.
Now, the family of one
pepper steak and rice and homemade egg rolls. Look at that. Bam.
One of the 4 University of Idaho victims killed in a home invasion attack last month is looking to raise reward money for information regarding the case and the investigation as it now hits its 4th week without an arrest or anyone being identified as a possible suspect. To raise the funds, the family is supporting a pair of online fundraisers, a GoFundMe set up by Goncalves' former boss, Jeremiah Shea, and a Give, Send, Go campaign from a family friend named Brooke Miller. Christy Goncalves has stated for the family. Now, the money raised will go directly to getting answers as well as helping to pay for Kaylee's final arrangements and her celebration of life on December 30th. Now, the family had previously held off on announcing any sort of memorial plans, but obviously have changed their mind. When asked about the lack of reward on Saturday, police simply said, hey, we have enough tips. We have a steady supply of information in this case. We don't really need any more. Okay, I'm paraphrasing a little bit of the last part of that, but you get the drift. Now, the father of Kaylee Goncalves has stated that the victims, quote, had big gouges that were clearly the work of a sadistic male and called police cowards for not sharing more information with the public. Stephen Goncalves said he asked the coroner, Kathy Mabut, about how many times the victims were stabbed. She said, quote, sir, I don't think stab is the right word. It was like tears, like this was a strong weapon, not like a stab. She apparently said these were big open gouges. She said it was quick. These weren't things where you would be able to call 911. They were going to bleed out slowly, Mr. Goncalves said. His daughter's injuries definitely did not match Mogen's wounds. They may have individually died from the same thing, being stabbed, but there are more details.
World's best mac and cheese from Costco. Yeah, let us know. Let us know, because I love mac and cheese, and I might have to ask somebody to go to Costco for me if that's true. Oh, thanks, Alexander. That's true, man. I don't know. It just came across as I was looking up true crime, and I'm like, I gotta share this shit. The coroner, I thought, is what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, the, it wasn't a stab, more like a tear. It's like, what? I know mac and cheese is like mac and cheese and tacos are my two favorite foods. I'm so disappointed in the Cheetos macaroni and cheese, except for what's that one? Ooh, bacon to barbecue. Oh yeah, that's right. The coroner is a nurse. Yeah, very true, Alexander Coat. Yeah, bacon to barbecue. Ugh. You guys make me hungry every show. I love it because it just makes me. I dream.
He's stressed. He stated that their injuries are not even close to matching. Now, the knife apparently slashed open Kaylee Goncalves' liver and her lungs, according to her father. And according to the coroner, his daughter and Mogen were ambushed in their sleep.
Oh, that sounds so good, Justice.
Goncalves surmised that they died in Mogen's bedroom on the third floor because there are photos of Kaylee's room with no blood on the bed. Although the coroner told Goncalves that the victims died quickly,
yeah, how do you do that?
Suffer, he said that he is not convinced of that. According to Goncalves, Knodel, who had defenses wound, and Chapin were found in the second floor of the residence. It apparently was a hell of a battle going on down there, from what the coroner has explained to the family. The coroner told him that the perpetrator was a strong individual, but police have yet to identify the suspect's gender. Mr. Goncalves also said that he got outraged by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man, because they should know by now.
Ava, good evening, and thank you for joining. Let me see here. Do you think? I don't know, Kel. It was an interesting statement that we heard today, but now, if anybody has the link where the family comes out and says, or the article where the family came out and said it's not true, I'd like to read that, because we did play the Fox News video, or no, it was an article that we read from Fox News about what, Dad supposedly said. So if there is, that's what I'm wondering, Ava. So if anybody does have a link or something, please evilcj@gmail.com or add me on Twitter @evilcj and send it to me there, please. I'd like to read that over the stream as well, if we do have that. Beyond Fox, I've seen other quoting Fox and the dad, right? That's an interesting fact there, where the wind blows. Thank you for that. I make bloomin' onions. They are yummy. I love onion rings. I just don't like the onions. I guess it's the breading. I like the breading. I can do a little bit of onion, but I just love breading. I just love grease. Well, Kel, I thought I heard something about it being contradicted from the family. Yeah, there is dispute over the article, which is weird because it's Fox News, But like I said last night, we've watched shit on News Nation that has came out to not be true as well. Not that we don't respect their credentials or whatever, but we're fucking human. You know what I'm saying? We do shit happens. Ship me something. Red Robin, good onion rings, White Castle, onion chips. I'd love to, but it probably wouldn't be good by the time. It'd be a little soggy or something, or I was AFK and missed you all. Yeah, the media does lie. It is about clicks too. Not here though. Scott uploaded this to, so I feel like there's some confusion. Yeah, that's what I've heard some stuff throughout the day, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything out. A friend of mine died from a machete. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Whoa. Dang. Well, here, I have a Facebook group. I would love somebody to make different categories in it or something. Show ideas, painting, because we'll be starting the painting streams in about a week and a half or so. Painting, picture painting ideas, show ideas, Hell, maybe even one of these days I just might cook for a show. You guys give me a recipe and I try and make it. Do different shit on this channel, It's not all true crime. We do talk most true crime, but we got other shit going on too. Yeah, that painting stream will be starting in about a week and a half. I'll be excited to start that. That's going to be cool. And this is going to be my first painting right here. Bob Ross wig. Somebody's going to have to donate that to me. Because I'm not getting one on my own. Shit. I ain't buying that shit. Wichita, Kansas. Instead of that. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. What's up, Lily? Silky Southern Tea. Here, let me throw some links out there real quick. We need to throw out Punksy, Justice, Silky. Thanks for being in here, supporting the show tonight. Justice, you're more than welcome to hop up if you want. And yeah, that's going to be my first painting right there. So you got plenty of time. It's at least a week and a half out, maybe 2 weeks. So you have plenty of time to go to your local Five Below or your craft store, get yourself some supplies. If you'd like to paint along with us, I'm going to have a camera on the picture and a camera on me painting. And we can all do it together. It'll be just, we won't talk. I mean, we can talk true crime if you want. I'm going to have an open panel. I'll have wireless earbuds while I'm painting, so I'll be able to talk and hear and everything. And you're more than welcome to paint along with us. Yeah. Silky is Lily. Sometimes she likes to change it up a little bit and come in here as Lily. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yep, this is going to be the first painting. Oh, no. Like I said, shit, we had other ideas. Like, we could do true crime paintings and stuff, I got a whole bunch of ideas. Oh, but that's the thing, Allison. You may think it sucks, but we will all think it's beautiful. So whoever does want to join along and paint and just take a picture, send it to my email. And then at the beginning of the show, I'll put it'll be like a collage of everybody's art. And we get to all see it all together. It's going to be really cool. And I'm telling you, you can think that you suck at it, but I bet you if you did one, Allison, or Justice, because you both think that you're not very good, I bet you if each one of you did one, any of you did one, I bet you we would all think it's beautiful. Trust me. I wanted karaoke night too, but I wasn't gonna be the only damn one singing. What kind of karaoke? No, nobody else was like saying they were gonna do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll just postpone that shit until some other people actually want to hop on and do it with me. I had a feeling like it was kind of a trick or something. Like this is just CJ singing or something. I'm like, no. I mean, I don't mind, but I want other people to sing too. I even had a disco background and everything for it. I know, no one committed to it. That's right. I am not doing. Oh, you crack me up. You're just throwing it out there even though nobody said that, huh? No, I stopped the video. I just wanted to, since we were talking about painting and stuff, I wanted to show everybody the first picture. You know what I mean? The first painting that I'm going to do. The next one, I don't know. We can come up with like some kind of true crime theme painting. CJ want to sing Islands in the Stream with me? And I've never, who sings that song? I'll have to look it up. I don't mind singing. I'll even do some by myself. That's not a problem. I just ain't gonna do the whole thing by myself. I'm like, no, this is this is not what it was supposed to be. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Punksy. I even told my coworkers. I even went to my coworkers and showed them that little part of my video from last night from the show, little clip. Not a clip that I made, but I just went to that part of the video and I was showing some of my coworkers and I was like, will you know, if you guys would like to send one, please do. I want this little girl to get as many birthday cards, you know, and plus since we're all on here, we're all in different areas already anyway, so I think it'll be a beautiful thing. And the poor little girl, she just thinks she's there for an owie in her head. Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. I don't sing like Kenny Rogers. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Punksy. I appreciate it though, seriously. And the promo code is Mary. Thank you for that link. If you want to throw that link back up, Punksy, please do. I think Kelp, yes. It'll be a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? And it doesn't cost us much for the amount of happiness that it's going to bring that little girl. What's a couple bucks compared to all of that happiness that she gets in return? There's no price on that. I mean, hell, you could spend $1 million and it still wouldn't be worth monetary value, you know? It's a card's a couple bucks. Yeah, if you want to throw that link up there again, Punksy, I think, unless Kelt, I'm not sure how far it is up in chat. It's to send Delaney a card. That little girl I've been putting up, this one right here. That little girl I've been putting up. You know who I'm talking about, Kelt. I think you already have a card, don't you? Oh, we could definitely do that. I could even turn it into Justice Served Daily lyrics. I'll sit down and do some Mad Libs with Justice Served Daily's name in it. For sure. You know I will. Dedication. That'll be my solo. And then maybe then Justice Served Daily will believe that I was being positive and not negative about the fedora. Oh, wow. Yes. That's amazing. Thank you, Co. Phantom. Oh my gosh. What kind of night are you guys trying to turn that into with all them songs? Oh, you're good. You're good. There we go. Thank you, Punksy. Here we go. Promo is Mary. Yeah, thank you, Punksy. I'm going to leave that up there for a second, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to this crime talk for a few minutes, and then we're going to click on this court TV thing that came out a little bit ago. I don't want to play it live because it's, to respect the content creator of court TV over there. So we'll be going on a delay just out of respect for them. And thank you again, Punksy. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see what he says.
He stressed. He stated that their injuries are not even close to matching. Now, the knife apparently slashed open Kaylee Goncalves' liver and her lungs, according to her father. According to the court,
I was thinking, if I'm gonna personally sing something that I would like to sing, it would either be The Doors, Stone Temple Pilots, or Alice in Chains. I do like that song, Justice. But if I personally was going to sing something that I would really enjoy singing, it'd be something from The Doors, Stone Temple Pilots, or Alice in Chains.
Warner, his daughter, and Mogan were ambushed in their sleep, and they were found in the same bed. Goncalves surmised that they died in Mogan's bedroom on the third floor because there are photos of Kaylee's room with no blood on the bed. Now, although the coroner told Goncalves that the victims died quickly and did not suffer, he said that he is not convinced of that.
Well, I do have a couple weeks off of work coming up, so I can pretty much do it any night. Anybody, we could all get together and do it. It could be whatever night for me. So all you guys would have to do is just let me know.
The coroner told him that the perpetrator was a strong individual, but police have yet to identify the suspect's gender. Mr. Goncalves also said
That's
that
a
he
good
got
one,
outraged
Allison.
by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man, because they should know by now the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries.
I
They're
could sing
just
that one.
being cowards. There's girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. They should be on the lookout for a sadistic male. Now, police also said in the statement that they will not comment on or release specific details of the crime. It is what we must do to preserve the integrity of the investigation, said Robbie Johnson, the public information officer of the Moscow Police Department. We want more than an arrest. We want justice.
Well, yeah, they say the same shit every time. What do you mean, Alexander? Article on Daily Mail, the hands were removed. What? That's crazy. They're kind of in and out with their shit sometimes. I probably won't pay too much attention to that one. I'll wait till that's confirmed. That's some crazy shit. Good choices. Ordinary world. Wow. I'll really sound. Hey, it is just now. Crazy. Yeah, take a look at that, will you, Kel? Let me know what you think about that one.
It takes time to do things correctly. Johnson said that the police are encouraging good safety practices in general and are not focusing on a specific threat to the community.
Yeah, they're in and out.
Like I said, police have
I
yet
hear
to
that
name
too,
a suspect
Justice.
or a person of interest publicly, but no offer of a reward has some people speculating that there is a potential suspect. But as we have seen thus far, speculation regarding this case is rampant since the police have been tight-lipped, other than a specific plea for information about the white Hyundai Elantra. Now, online sleuths continue to raise questions about a student who interacted with two of the victims at a food truck and the roommates who slept through the killings. online threats have police considering criminal charges against those crossing the line. Now, with an unsolved case, online speculation will continue to run wild. On TikTok, videos with the hashtag Idaho Murders have almost 215 million views. A subreddit dedicated to the case has over 43,000 members who are apparently analyzing just about everything about the case and any new development. And a few days after the attack, video emerged of Madison Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves at a food truck just hours before they were killed. Armchair detectives immediately honed in on a hooded man that can be seen in the footage, publicizing his name and digging into his social media accounts. Police were flooded with questions about the man's alibi, but that individual has since been cleared by the police. So far, investigators have revealed they've collected about 113 pieces of physical evidence from the scene. That's the problem with internet detectives. They're working off incomplete information, according to police. In some cases, information crowdsourcing online has been useful. Just last year, amateur social media sleuths helped solve the Gabby Petito case. After weeks of mystery, YouTubers Jen and Kyle Bethune found video of a white van they caught on their camera during a trip to Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park. The van matched the description of the one Petito and Brian Laundrie were traveling in. They gave the footage to the FBI, and days later, authorities found Petito's body near where the van had been spotted in the footage. In another case that drew international attention, everyday internet sleuths helped bring convicted murderer Luca Magnotta to justice. The 2019 Netflix docuseries Don't F with Cats showed the power of amateur detectives in the Magnotta case. However, citizen detectives have made mistakes. For example, they misidentified 22-year-old Sunil Tripathi as a suspect in the Boston Marathon bombing. Tripathi's family, who had been looking for Sunil after his disappearance a month earlier, was inundated with phone calls and hateful messages. Tripathi was later found deceased. Authorities determined that he had taken his own life. But the line between internet sleuthing and unwarranted harassment is, well, it's thin. The law and prosecutors bind professional investigators, and they must prove their case in a court of law. And oftentimes, armchair detectives have no such obligation and are often, let's say, reckless in their rush to judgment. Online attention can also add to the noise, find investigators tasked with sifting through information even all that more arduous. Now, as of Monday, detectives have received more than 2,645 email tips, 2,770 phone tips, and 1,084 digital media submissions related to the Idaho stabbings. Now, everyone has an opinion and wants to come out and say it. So what that does is it detracts from the public's ability to trust the information that is out there. That's according to the Moscow Police Department.
So they did this on purpose? Do me a favor. Send me this link to my email or my Twitter. I'm going to give it one more day. But that's some really interesting shit right there. He found the glove. So there's a glove? Here, let me go to this Court TV thing here. Who's that? Who's Who's Chris? His channel is the interview room. He found the glove? Okay, so somebody's YouTube channel found a glove? Somebody that has a YouTube channel found a glove? What? Okay, but how? Okay, so what? He was. So they were out there searching the woods? Glove was found a while back. I don't remember the glove. Did we talk about it? That's crazy though. So the LE removed their hands? Glove in yard by garbage. Maybe if I saw a video or something, it... Good evening, Punksy. Thank you. Thank you for the link, too, and thank you for sending that card as well. I appreciate you. Thank you for that link. I stopped watching after they faked out, man, and then some of those stuff that don't really... I never really watched them before, so I don't really know. Thank you, Keld. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll give that a day and let it simmer a little bit. And see what's going on with it tomorrow. Thank you, though, for the information, everybody. I appreciate that. Let me see here. I'm just going to check my breaking news, see if there's anything breaking, and then we're going to go to this Court TV video here. Wow, that's crazy shit. I can't, if that's true, they removed the frickin' hands. No what, Kelt? No what? What did what? Okay. All right, let me go to this Court TV video here. Get their link real quick so I can put that up in chat.
Tonight, new details about the wounds from Kaylee's father, saying they were more than a simple...
And please make sure you like the video.
Reports over the weekend of a convicted killer with a knife arrested in Moscow, Idaho. We have the details as the search for this dangerous killer continues.
I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here
Oh,
on
okay.
Closing Arguments. Great to have you with us. And we're going to begin with the story in Idaho because still no one had arrested. And when you think about this case, you have to think about the impact that this horrific murders have had on so
Justice.
many different levels.
Oh man.
It is a case, obviously, that everyone is talking about
Well, maybe
coast
we-
to coast. But let's start by zeroing in. You've got 4 victims.
Maybe we won't go over it then. Let me know what
who
your
lost their
guys'
lives,
opinion
who had
is
so
tomorrow.
much to live. I mean, this is the point of your life where you are becoming that adult, getting ready for that next phase. And to have that taken away, to have that stolen, is unforgivable. And in the way in which it happened, you're in your home and you are sleeping, and someone creeps in and takes your life. We still don't know who, we still don't know why, but 4 lives are gone. And you think about the impact, obviously, on the victims who don't get to live the rest of their lives. And then you go and you take a look at their families. Guys like Steve Goncalves, who is Kaylee's father, also a victim. And you see it and you hear it in everything that he does. Right now, he's at the point, right? You can't make sense of this, but you know you've lost your daughter. And now, okay, what do? Do you just, go quietly and sit in the corner? That's not what dads do. He wants justice. And I've said this countless times through the years, but when a parent loses a child, or you lose any loved one, and you've got that gaping void in your life that will never get filled, you never get closure, the only thing they can get is justice. And when that is being denied, it becomes almost unbearable. And that's what he is going through right now.
Exactly. He's not somebody that could have committed this freaking crime. Freaking FBI dude. What the hell are you saying? Sorry. I feel bad for this dad. Come on.
Now, and he's speaking out and he's lashing out. And he is going to keep the pressure on the public to come forward with information that they may have, put pressure on the killer, and keep pressure on investigators. That he's not going to forget, that he's not going to rest, that he's not going to sleep until there's an arrest and a prosecution. That's where he is and many other family members are. Also a victim. Additional victims in all of this, the entire community, especially the University of Idaho. The community's been rocked and shocked and shaken like they've never been before. This was a school, I mean, I didn't know much about the University of Idaho. I didn't apply there, I've never visited there. But from speaking with people and hearing them talk about what life was like before this quadruple mass murder and after, incredibly different. And you think about what life is like for all those students now. Anytime they meet someone, talk to someone, whether it's a family at the holidays, what are they going to be talking about? They're going to be talking about this murder. They should be talking about, these incredible experiences that they're having in college and what they're learning and what they're going to work on next. But inevitably, the conversation will always come back to this case. And whether
the realest shit ever spoke right here. Thank you, Vinny.
they're at their 5-year reunion, 10-year reunion, 20-year reunion, they'll always be connected to this case. And that's a shame on the one hand. On the other hand, the victims will not be forgotten. So that's good. But it'd be better if there were no victims, obviously. So there was a graduation, midterm graduation ceremony that took place at the University of Idaho. And it was clear that, it's a time to celebrate the graduates, but this is at the top of everyone's mind. Take a listen. Here's C. Scott Green, the president of the University of Idaho, at that ceremony.
It's been a tough few weeks for our community, and I want to acknowledge an enormous loss in our Vandal family recently. Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves were taken from us far too soon by a senseless act of violence. They were bright lights on our campus and cherished members of our community. Let's honor their memory with a moment of silence right now, followed by a song from the Vandaliers, that honors the students we lost as well as those students graduating today.
And you see how difficult that is. I mean, for the president, he's trying to make this an occasion to celebrate the graduates and their families and loved ones are there, and those students worked extremely hard to get those degrees and to have that moment. But you can't separate it from this other incredible tragedy. So impact everywhere. And that impact, I think, is felt greater until you get an arrest and you figure out who and why. That has not been answered yet. We'll bring in tonight's guest. Joining me tonight in Los Angeles, California, Caitlin Becker, senior reporter for DailyMail.com, who obviously on top of this story, and in Monroe, North Carolina, death investigator, forensic criminologist, Dr. Laura Petler is with us as well. Great to see both of you. Caitlin, when I can't imagine what it's like for that community, for these students, for parents, not even just parents of the victims. That's obviously like they're, at a loss. But even parents of other students, this is on the top of their minds.
This has to be terrifying. I have to imagine if you are a member of this community, if you are a student at this school, you are petrified every single night when you go to sleep. The cops say it's a targeted attack, but that isn't something they're 100% sure of. There's no public persons of interest. There just doesn't seem to be any huge movement on the case from the public's perspective. So if you're in this community, you're going to be scared. And ahead of this commencement, the authorities were warning people to be vigilant, to be careful. This was a big, this is a big event, a ton of students, who knows what's going to happen. That's really scary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to put on the screen, Laura, something from Fox News report. And this was Kaylee's father speaking out. And I said he's been loud and he's been very direct, and for obvious reasons. Stephen Goncalves said he asked the coroner, Kathy Mabbutt, how many times the victims were stabbed. She says, sir, I don't think stabs is the right word. It was like tears, like this was a strong weapon, not like a stab, he told Fox News Digital on Sunday. She said these were big open gouges. She said it was quick. These weren't something where you were going to be able to call 911. They were not going to slowly bleed out, he said. And there he's describing what happened to his daughter. And he said there's a distinction between the wounds that his daughter suffered and that Maddie, who was in the same bed with her, suffered. What does that tell you? Does that make it seem more likely that Kaylee may have been the target of the killer here?
I think, Vinny, the first thing to remember is that it's his interpretation of what the coroner's saying. So, we don't have the case file, so I don't want to speculate and potentially put misinformation out there. But yes, is it possible that the victims experienced different types of wounds inflicted by one or more parties involved in this incident? Absolutely. But yes, it also is important to remember that during the wound pattern analysis phase of any kind of investigation like this, they are identified and analyzed individually, but then we cross compare them too. So that's where they're getting this piece of, well, Kaylee was victimized differently than maybe some of the other victims were. So yes, it can be indicative of that, but it can also be indicative of other characteristics and psychology of the offender. So to speculate, could be misleading. So I want to keep it in frame, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. And what we're wondering is, because we keep hearing the word targeted and trying to understand who's targeted, why are they targeted,
Yes.
and it has a couple of reasons. One is I believe it's the way to lead to the killer here, because I don't know if the DNA is going to do it. Because if this killer never killed before and they're not on 23andMe, then the DNA helps guys like me when it's time to prosecute someone. But first, you got to catch them.
Right. Yes, exactly. And sometimes in certain types of homicide, the forensic valuable as in other types, such as intimate partner homicide.
Yeah, I didn't think that they're gonna answer too many questions, Kid Kitty. They're pretty tight-lipped on a bunch of shit. They don't really say much. And at any of their press conferences, it's kind of depressing, actually. You know, but they just keep giving roundabout answers and stuff, unfortunately. And don't worry, Kel. Don't worry about the songs and the music. There's all sorts of different conversations that can go on in chat, so don't worry about that. We got people talking about the case. We got, you know, we're all, it's not a true crime channel. We do talk a lot of true crime, but hell, I'm going to end the show tonight with some stuff about dirty jobs. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Yeah, exactly. It's whatever.
Sometimes if it's in a marital residence, you expect all of that to be there. In this particular case, because it was a house that housed 6 different people, at least at this point, that we know about, there are definitely lots of people coming in and out. When you think of all the friends that college kids have, it's very normal for them to have all of these kids come in and out, for everybody to be socializing. So the police have a very daunting task to try to separate any kind of DNA evidence to be determined.
And by the way, I'm going to throw this link up there. I was watching ATS News's live stream this morning. And when I was watching that, I heard that even though DNA can be mixed together with the technology nowadays, they're still probably able to separate it. So if you're not following ATS News, please go ahead and give her a follow. Yes, exactly. Kel is, I'm telling you, the best vibes. Period. That's why the puppy is going to be the first picture I paint, because it's specially for Kelt, because of all the support that I get from Kelt in this show. What was my first slow dance song? I think it was Bryan Adams. I'm trying to remember what the song was. I think it was when that Robin Hood movie came out. No, wait a minute. What? I'd have to hear it. It's like one of like 3 songs. I can't remember which one. It probably was that one, actually. It probably was that one. Like strippers and hookers. Not this guy. He doesn't partake in either one. I don't. That's just not my thing. Open Arms Journey. Count. Oh, that's a good song. Oh, you know what? Speaking of U2, I was listening to my Spotify. I'm going to go ahead and throw up my Spotify link if you want to check my playlist out. I was listening to my Spotify earlier at work, and the song Mysterious Ways from U2 came up. Love that song. So you made me think of that song, Justice. If you'd like to add my Spotify playlist, there you go. I think it was that one, Phantom. I think that's the one that was the first slow dance. Ooh, that's a good song too. I love Def Leppard. Yeah, I like Def Leppard a lot. Good stuff. Made me think back to way long ago.
Whether a piece of evidence that's DNA is actually forensically significant, or if it's just part.
Yeah, she probably won't. We'll probably check. We might check it out tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be on my playlist to play for the show. Yeah, they are all good songs. I mean, hell, somebody should Should have made a list out of the songs that we've been mentioning in chat tonight. It's already a list right there. I'll do the karaoke if other people, you know, are going to commit to doing it.
Part of the actual scene itself, you
And
know.
I'll even do some by myself. That's no problem. I just don't want to do the whole thing by myself.
What is the determining factor? Clearly, where the DNA is.
Yeah, go ahead. If you have a Spotify playlist, go ahead. Yeah, please add mine. I got like, you ain't never gonna get bored. It's from everything to everything, and except I don't listen to too much country, but there's like maybe 2 or 3. But I literally have like, I think it's almost 90 hours of music on there, like 90 hours.
And especially the fact that if it is in liquid blood, Vinny, that is huge. You know, if an offender cuts him or herself as the hand slides down the blade, and then the offender's liquid blood gets mixed with the victim's liquid blood.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, Justice. I like that whole gremlin shit, you know, that we were talking about the other night. And speaking of, Kelt, I got to send you a picture of my gremlin, okay? So you'll be getting a picture and email after the show of my little gremlin guy. But some kind of like, you know, if it's going to be like a crew or something, it'd be kind of cool to all be like little gremlins or something. Mogwai.
There's one explanation for that, typically, and that is that they're bleeding at the same time during the same event.
Absolutely. And if you talk about any other DNA, I know what the defense attorney is going to say. Well, you know, they were there at that house many times because there were parties.
A&W sounds so good right now, too.
Let's talk about Kaylee's father again, because he's been very, very outspoken, and he seems to be harboring a level of frustration at this point where
Ronnie
he wants
James,
more information
yeah.
released than's being released, and he is very concerned, it seems, that investigators may be in over their heads here.
I think that's totally understandable. And I have to imagine all of the families in this situation are feeling a level of frustration. We're almost a month into this with no answers. And based on what we're hearing from Steve Gonsalves, he's not getting answers from the police either. So it's not just something that they're not releasing publicly. They're not telling the victims' families as well. That has to be, you know, really unsettling when all you're looking for, you know, in the beginning of this video, you were saying that this man wants justice. Right now, before justice, I think he wants answers, and he's not getting those either, which is a concern. And absolutely do I think the Moscow police are in over their head. Of course they are. This is a small community that had not had a murder for 7 years. However, the FBI is involved. They have 46 people working on this across the country. So it is not like they're going in this with a teeny tiny police force. There's a wide amount of law enforcement that's working on this. But as you just heard described from the blood alone that could potentially be in this house, there is a ton of evidence that needs to be processed, and it's going to take a very long time.
I want to put up on the screen something else from Fox News report that the victims' hands were bagged at the scene. The hands of 4 murder victims stabbed in their house off of the University of Idaho campus on November 13th may hold evidence that's crucial to the unsolved case. As part of the crime scene preservation, Idaho investigators bagged the victims' hands in an effort to possible clues before moving their bodies out of the crime scene. The county coroner told Fox News. Laura, it comes back into that issue of DNA, right? And trying to see if there's anything on the victims that connects them to their killer. If there is DNA somewhere on their hands, how do you find it? How are you going to find the killer that way? I mean, unless this killer's killed before or is in the system, it doesn't seem like it's going to lead to an arrest.
So I think there's a couple things to recognize pursuant to the DNA that you're talking about there, Vinny. The first thing is it's very common and it's proper procedure for everybody's hands to be bagged at a scene of this nature. any victim antecedent, they should be bagged. But not only is it DNA evidence, but it's also trace evidence. There's also science out there where fingerprints, for example, can be taken off of human skin. That has been developed. So not only can there be DNA on the skin, it's going to be predominantly the victim, but there could be a mixture of DNA, there could be other trace evidence, there could be fiber evidence, there could be hair evidence, there could be other types of evidence. So bagging hands, bagging feet is standard procedure. The second piece that goes along with that, from my investigators do in every case of this nature, is to lay a white sheet out on the body bag before you place the body into the bag, because again, just like bagging the hands, you're putting that extra layer of protection in there, catching any debris or trace evidence or anything that might contain DNA into that white sheet. So then the whole thing goes to the medical examiner's office and is processed in a controlled environment. That way we can maximize any potential that we might have to collect a specimen that would lead to a killer.
And I'm sure they're working hard. There's no doubt they've been working through holidays, working through the weekends, etc. Our guests are staying with us. Caitlin Becker from DailyMail.com, senior reporter there, and Laura Petler, death investigator. We're going to talk more about it. There's some new information coming out from investigators. We'll give you the latest from there. Coming up next hour on this program.
What's coming up? Thank you, ATS,
In
for
Oakland
joining.
County, Michigan, the Oxford School.
Oh, wow. We were just talking about that last night. Holy crap. What's going on with this? We were just talking about that last night. Thank you for joining the stream, ATS. Yeah, I can help you with it later, Kelt. I just used Spotify on my phone, and then I just clicked on... I can take a screenshot and... I don't know. Do you have an Android? It's really. Thank you so much, ATS. And when you were wearing that hoodie this morning, I was like, man, I wish I had my Adidas hoodie on right now. It's so damn comfortable, but I was at work. I don't like wearing it at work. I love my hoodies. There's just certain ones I don't wear to work, you know? The lady that invented... Yes, very good show today. I was telling everybody I was watching your stream this morning and how I heard that even though DNA can be mixed, it can still possibly be separated with the technology that we have nowadays. So that was a good info chunk there that I appreciated. Watch your replay. Yes. She's the best on here. This is the queen right here. Yeah, I never really listened to country music that much, honestly. Oh, I love Digital Underground. Yes. That was the beginnings of my rap music that I started listening to. I never got into like the beatbox. Never got into that, but after that, you know, version, when from Digital Underground all the way up until probably 2010. After that, I'm just really, I don't know. I just like that other shit. I'd rather listen to the other stuff. The Humpty Hump, yeah. Hasn't gotten busy. Oh my gosh, I haven't, Cal. Well, have I? No, I haven't. Brian Enton just said the police are keeping details tight-lipped because, yeah, the police. I don't know. I have my own opinion on that. I don't know. I just don't think they have much. Yeah, isn't that? I know. That's what I was thinking, ATS. I heard that and I was like, well, you know, that was a good chunk of information because I don't know. And here I'm thinking, if it's mixed, good luck. But, now with the technology we have, that was a good chunk of info. You're good. You're good. That duvet fella just... The dude. Oh, you're the white wappa? That's a love it. Wasn't a Burger King. I mean, all right. Here's some personal info. If you're gonna say that you did something at a Burger King, I was like 14 years old, 15 years old, 14 and a half, 15, 14, 15, somewhere around there. I was working at a restaurant as a busboy, and there was this older waitress. We went down in the bathroom quite a bit. That's all you're getting, though. Kib Kitty Yuck Dre. Oh, you said you've had... Oh, you were just asking if people have... Oh, okay. I don't know. It'd be kind of gross, I would think. And Burger King? Where's this going? Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to transition back since we have some other people in chat. I don't know if you've heard about this little girl. I've talked about it the last couple... like Boogie Night. I don't know. The last couple nights, I was going through true crime, looking for updates, and I came across this video of this mom asking the local news if she could ask people to send her little girl a birthday card. It's her last birthday. She has a brain tumor, got an infection, and is speeding up the brain tumor's process, and so they're not giving her very long. And it's going to be her last birthday. So her mom has a map of the United States up on the wall, and they're putting little pegs for every place that they get a card from, so she can see how much love she has coming from all over. So if you'd like to send a card, here's the information. If you want to jot it down, take a screenshot. But she doesn't know that she's not going to make it much longer. She only knows that she's in the hospital because of an owie in her head. So I think it's going to be a beautiful thing if somebody wants to just take a couple bucks, buy a nice little birthday card. I'm kind of confused as to if it's 4 or 5. I haven't figured that out yet. But even just a birthday card, just saying happy birthday, you know what I'm saying? Just a couple bucks to send this little girl a bunch of love, you know? Let me see. Oh, you already Yes, I did transition the subject, Justice. There was new people that hopped in, and I wanted to share this again, and I'm going to end my show with it too, because I think it'd be amazing if we could all just send this little girl a birthday card. You know, to see the map up on the wall and have little pegs from where every card's coming from. Can you imagine how that's going to make this little girl feel? Yeah, you guys can keep talking about it in chat. All right. So it's already 9:40. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to watch a couple videos on Mike Rowe, because I'm so excited that Dirty Jobs is coming back to Discovery. I can't wait. And I can't wait to... This guy, he is the best. So let me go to my folder here. Uh-oh, I'm up to 133 now. I got to go through these again. Thank you again for all your links and your information today. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, we can watch that one maybe. I don't think I'll get shut down for that. Nah. We'll go to News Nation. That's safe.
Mike, Lynn has. That's the question of our times, Lynn. Honestly, you're asking how to persuade, right? And before I tell you what I think, I'll tell you that most companies are spending all of their IP trying to figure out how to make a more persuasive case for opportunities in the trades right now. What I've learned through my foundation, we've awarded 1,700 work ethic scholarships over the years. And what's most persuasive is getting
wow, that's a lot of
out front and
scholarships.
center, put them on a billboard, put them on a show like this, put them on Dirty Jobs, doesn't matter where, but get their stories out there. And the story has to be
Good night, Kid
of how
Kitty. Good
this
night, Dre.
man or woman
Thank you for hanging.
prospered as a direct result of mastering a skill that was in demand. That's what we need to do. And, you know, for the first 7 or 8 years of my foundation, I didn't do a great job of that because all I had was anecdotal evidence. All I could tell you was what I had seen and what I thought it meant. Now, I can go back and I can show you a 10-minute video of Chloe Hudson, a 28-year-old woman, beautiful woman, who's making 180 grand a year welding. Now,
Dang.
you need to hear her story. The current generation needs to see her story because their BS meter is finely tuned, Lynn, finely tuned, and they will smell a rat. They'll smell a marketing campaign the second it gets out there. We need real world examples. We need to provide parents and guidance counselors with evidence that demands a verdict because the facts are on our side.
You know, paradoxically, you know, the more you go into the metropolitan areas, the more people lose contact with that. You know, where Christina and I have chosen to be with the kids, there are a lot of people. My passions are fishing and working on old cars. And then when I really can't get them, I have to go to my brother because he's an actual mechanic. And I can't tell you how many offshore fishermen I know who have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 boats, and they're electricians because they're also businessmen. And they've got 8, 10, 12 trucks, and they're plumbers who've got 9, 10 teams working for them. And they've done very well for themselves. And they're good people who've made money, but they've helped a lot of people in the process. Let's take another call.
Okay, one more quick call. Al from Beloit, Wisconsin.
Al, what do you got?
Well, I was a carpenter. I enjoyed the hell out of building houses. And that I didn't have any students dead out of that. It was me learning how to build a house. This country was built on common.
He said, I was a carpenter and I enjoyed the hell out of building houses. Let me hear that again.
Okay, one more quick call. Al from Beloit, Wisconsin.
I enjoyed the hell out of building.
Al, what do you got?
Well, I was a carpenter. I enjoyed the hell out of building houses. And that I didn't have any students dead out of that. It was me learning how to build a house. This country was built on common people laboring. Maybe if the young people nowadays weren't so steered into going to college, they wouldn't have to be asking Biden about student loan forgiveness and be happier about it. They're doing something with your hands. There's going to be a demand for aircraft mechanics. There's going to be always a demand for a plumber.
And they make good money. I mean, look, it is the social persuasion. I'll give you the last word on this. But also,
He's like, what do you
something that you're like, hey, you know what? This makes the point. Because I believe in it. I think we've made a big mistake pushing secondary education people on the way we have, not financing trade work. It's hard to get apprenticeships. You know, and more, I got trades guys in my areas. They'll talk politics and immigration to you all day, but they'll hire people who aren't legal all day long. Then they'll say, well, that's different. So, you know, that's a morass. Whenever you want to come, you're welcome. But what's your final thought based on what the man just said?
I think a good way to land the plane is to finish where we started. You can hear in Al's voice a passion. You can hear a frustration. But when a man identifies himself as a carpenter and talks about the joy of building a thing, you're hearing an artist.
I enjoyed the
talk
hell
about
out of
his
building.
tools, talking about
Yeah, right, Kel.
talking about the stuff that makes sense to his brain and his hands at the same time. That's what we got to do, Chris.
Oh,
we've got to
geez.
reconnect that thing that
Phantom
goes
and
from
Kel.
your brain to your hands, not separate it, not separate it with the color of collars. But look, I want to hear from Al. I want to hear from Lynn. I want to hear from young people who are getting started in the trades, because it's the stigmas, the stereotypes, and the myths and the misperceptions that have a whole generation brainwashed. They don't think they can make six figures welding or plumbing.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com.
All right, I'm going to click on why did Dirty Jobs originally get canceled? I want to hear what they say on that. And then here's the link to this channel. Oh, 1 second here. Let me throw that up there real quick. This is another channel that I sub to. It's a good channel. A lot of interesting videos on there. Kel. Hey, Kel, I'm going to have to send some screenshots. I'll either send them tonight or in the morning. So if you're able to, we can kind of through email tomorrow. I got it linked up with my phone now, so I should be able to get my emails while I'm at work now. So I can help you out throughout the day if you're not able to figure it out. But I just use the app on the Android, and I'll take a screenshot and circle where you can do the share thing and then copy the link. Oh, I just paused it real quick, just so I'm not talking over it.
Discovery Channel's biggest hits suddenly tanked. Was it poor ratings or something more? Keep watching for the dirty details. Dirty Jobs originally debuted in 2005, and for its original 8-year run, it showcased some of America's hardest and most dangerous work. In doing so, Dirty Jobs became one of the Discovery Channel's biggest hits of all time. The show had near universal appeal, providing a glimpse into what life is like for the backbone of America.
My name is Mike Rowe, and this is my job.
At first, then, it may seem a bit baffling why a TV show that was as successful as Dirty Jobs
I
in its
love
first
this
run
show.
would be kicked to the curb after only 8 seasons. Well, that's a near.
His personality and comedy was just as important as the jobs that he. I mean, look at his face right there, the sarcasm. This guy is the best.
Seinfeld length run for the show, since the series seemed to be doing so well, you'd assume Discovery execs would keep something as lucrative as
You can only imagine what he's saying in the video.
Dirty Jobs going for as long as they could. After all, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The dirty truth about the Dirty Jobs cancellation in 2012 does involve a drop in ratings, but also a change in how most viewers watch TV. In 2012, Dirty Jobs wasn't the only popular cable reality series canceled. That year also saw the end of another successful Discovery Channel series, American Chopper, which at
Yeah,
that
that
point
was
had
a
been
good
on the
show
air for 10
too.
seasons. That series, too, was offered a second chance at life in 2020.
That was a good show
according to
too.
Discovery. With the rise of streaming
do miss
services, the
that.
decision to cancel both Chopper and Dirty Jobs came at
Yeah,
a time
those
when
were good
cable network
shows.
management faced an uncertain future. That trend has continued to today. Based on Forbes reporting, in 2011, 1 year before Dirty Jobs went off the air, the Discovery Channel averaged a bit more than 1 million primetime viewers, a number which has declined nearly 30% in the last decade. In 2020, the Discovery Channel got into the streaming game when Discovery Plus was announced. For that added streaming service, there was a need for more content, and as a result, some old Discovery favorites like American Chopper and Dirty Jobs got a new lease on life.
You can't fall far because you immediately get jammed up into these tiny spaces.
Today, shows like Dirty Jobs stream on both the traditional cable network and on the streaming service. In 2014, though, 2 years after the cancellation of hits like Road's show, Discovery Communications, Discovery's parent company, seemed unable to figure out a solution for streaming competition. At that time, corporate brass brought in new management, and it worked. As of 2016, Discovery's viewership was growing, the New York Times reports. It seems then that the reasons behind Dirty Jobs' 2012 cancellation were related to ratings. In an article published on HuffPost in
Yeah, he was. I mean, I remember those last shows. He was like asking everybody to email him a bunch for ideas and stuff like that, or even places to go to. Like it was obvious it was probably coming to an end because of the lack of responses. That will tarnish my mic is damn.
In November 2012,
Damn,
Rowe
Kel.
himself explained that just a few weeks before that, he was informed that Dirty Jobs had entered what he called, quote, a new phase, one I like to call permanent hiatus, or in the more popular industry vernacular, canceled.
Kelt's all worked up.
The
You
news
need
left
to have
him
some
reeling,
coffee.
Writing, my first instinct was to immediately pass the news on to you. Rowe went on to write, frankly, it's taken me a few weeks to digest. Dirty Jobs is a very personal show, and it's difficult for me to imagine a future that does not involve exploding toilets, venomous snakes, misadventures, and animal
He's
husbandry
the
and
best.
feces from every species. As for me, good things are in the works. Not as dirty, perhaps, but exciting nevertheless. I'm looking forward to the future and
He
feeling
is the
grateful for the
best.
past. The show,
I'm so
however, was not
excited.
to remain in the rearview mirror forever, because in January 2022, after nearly a decade in TV show purgatory, Dirty Jobs returned for its 9th season. The 10th season of the hit series is set to premiere in December 2022.
The inherent risk of maintaining an escalator is truly a hazardous job.
Rowe credited the return of Dirty Jobs to the
Oh my
fans,
gosh,
writing,
Kel.
I've been flattered last year by hundreds of
That's so
letters from
crazy.
loyal fans urging me to reboot the series, and I'm excited and honored to introduce the
Yes.
country to a new batch of hardworking Americans
new
who aren't afraid to
batch.
get dirty.
That's right, a new batch. I can't frickin' wait. He might be going to one. You never know. He might be going to one. Good stuff tonight. That's why when the other morning when somebody was complaining in CDTs, I'm going to throw up a whole bunch of links here too. When somebody was complaining about CDTs, there was comedy in the chat and stuff while they're talking true crime. It's like, come on. Let's get real. You got to have that too. All right, we're going to go ahead and put that up again real quick. Coffee to settle you down. Or I don't know, the show's over, so who knows. But here's that information again if you'd like to send this little girl a card. So cool. And you can always go back to the chat replay for the link from Punksy. Promo code Mary. I don't know if it has to be all caps or not, but it was all caps in the chat. You do gotta have some fun. Yeah, Justice. The show is over for tonight. We're at that 3-hour mark. One day, my dream is to be able to wake up at, or to be on at 9 o'clock in the morning and have a show till 4 in the afternoon. One day. But until then, that's a long ways away. It's a long ways away. But it's a dream, it's a goal. I don't know if it'll happen, you know. But it's something that it's a dream. I think 3 hours is enough, ain't it? Yeah, it's a great, you know what I mean, like Dirty Jobs. We just had some stuff on dirty jobs. You know, just different stuff. I mean, that's how I came across this, you know. This has nothing to do with true crime. But it has everything to do with this channel. It has everything to do with the vibe of this channel. And so this is why I play this as well. Just like the comedy. 2 hours? No, I'm at 2:55:45 right now, Kelp. 2:55:50 now. Good night. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm going to leave this up here for a second. And I'll probably just end the show like this, honestly, instead of going to my face. I'm going to leave this up as much as I can. Thank you all so much. I will be back tomorrow. You know that. And I was thinking today, I was like, dang, I got to get back on that Sims game. Check out that Sims video I made. Let me know if you want me to do more of those or not. And if you have any ideas, leave them in the chat, in the comments. Also, do me a favor. I noticed when there's comments on videos that they seem to get a lot more views. So if you don't mind throwing some in after the show's over too. Totally up to you. Yeah, we'll get that thing figured out for you tomorrow, Kel. At least by tomorrow. I'll look at it while I'm laying in bed tonight. Fool around with it. If I can take a screenshot and find it, I'll get that sent to you tonight. If not, we'll figure it out over email. Let's see. I saw you on that. What are you talking about? Are you talking to somebody else? I don't know what you're talking about, Justice. Damn, I thought you were gonna be on a streak, but you broke the streak tonight. You didn't join. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a peaceful, positive evening as always, because I do care about you. And I want nothing but the best for everybody. Good night.